Hey, it's Mark here. Do you ever have that feeling where you feel like you don't belong and you feel kind of isolated? Well, today I want to give you some advice on how you can overcome that. There was definitely some moments of my life where I felt like I didn't belong into any group or tribe. I felt like people didn't necessarily like me, and I felt like when I'd go to meet anybody, I wasn't necessarily bringing the energy that people would want to spend any time with me. And this was particularly when I was kind of 13, 14, 15, 16, and I've got a lot of kind of self-doubt around that. And when I got older, something I really wanted to work on, and something I actually tried to read up about and kind of gain experience on as well. And don't get me wrong, I still go to certain events and I'll sometimes feel like a bit of an outsider, but I definitely feel like I've developed some skills to help me kind of avoid that and kind of come to it from a different angle. So I'd like to give you 3 pieces of advice that I've learned from myself, I've learned from interviewing people from all walks of life and just meeting thousands of people as well. I think number 1, it's very important that you actually observe the situation from trying to be a neutral point of view. Now, we all come to life with our own perspectives on the world, right? We've got our very own perspectives, and different people have got their own view of the world as well. When you try to observe it as a neutral point of view and you actually try to assess the situation and ask yourself, well, is that a fair reflection of what's happened? How could somebody else view that? How would somebody else's different shoes look at that? That is a better way to have it. And those questions also challenge your perceptions. And we all have blind spots. But the whole thing about blind spots is we don't necessarily know that they're blind spots unless we actually observe them and take them into consideration. Number 2, we have to be careful that we don't create a self-fulfilling prophecy. Sometimes when we are distant from somebody else, we feel like we're out of the loop or out of the tribe. That can be because we are pushing ourselves away from the others, and we're kind of giving the body language that's closed, we're not open, we're not receptive to people kind of inviting us in. So please remember that we can sometimes want to make ourselves be correct and prove our self-fulfilling prophecy to say, yeah, I told you they weren't that open and engaged, they weren't interested in me. But when you become more interested in other people, suddenly you become more interesting. But you also have to make sure it's not a self-fulfilling prophecy that those kind of distance actually occur. So please be mindful of that. Number 3, you need to master what works for you, or master art of living. And what I mean by that is this: there's going to be certain situations that you're going to feel very comfortable in. And then you're going to naturally try to develop other situations where you've become more comfortable, you come outside of your shell. Now, in previous videos, I've talked about the importance of asking questions, being interested in other people as a great way to develop rapport and trust with different people around the world. But from my experience, you need to work out what works for you, so then you become comfortable, then you become authentic. You can't fake it until you make it with this, because you have to naturally feel comfortable doing who you are. Now, I'm naturally comfortable meeting people, speaking to people, but I know a lot of people who are a lot more comfortable starting relationships through email, through different types of scheduled meetings, and they feel a lot more comfortable with that type of control. So you need to work out for yourself what's going to be important too. The other aspect I'd say, and finally I'd put this to you, if you don't feel comfortable in a situation, you feel a little bit outside or distant, you need to let that person know, or let those other people know, and say, hey, I feel a little bit outside the loop here, I feel a little bit like I'm missing out on certain different interactions, or maybe I'm not being invited as much as I used to or would like to be. And when you let people know that, they might necessarily know that they've been doing that, and that they can actually change their approach. And you've communicated it. But it's really important to actively communicate that, because if you don't actively communicate, people won't necessarily know. I hope you found that beneficial today. If you did, please like, share and comment it. I'd be particularly interested if you could put in inverted commas what you actually enjoyed from today's conversation. But if you also had any other piece of advice, please let me know and share it, as I'd love to hear back from you. Until tomorrow, thank you very much for today. See you, bye. Hey, it's Mark here. If you like today's video and the videos I've been doing, please make sure to subscribe. What I'll do is I'll send you the latest videos straight to your inbox, and what it also does, it allows me to know that you're supporting me and supporting my channel, so it will grow. Till later, see you soon, bye.